What's up guys, my name is Ian and today we are installing a AC unit in a Dodge Promaster 2019. We ended up with this Outequippro AC unit over another max air fan because you want AC in here instead of another ventilation unit. This AC unit provides cooling and heating, and it's got this super sleek design where when you just put it up there, it's super smooth. It doesn't really take up much ceiling room. And also, by the way, this video is not sponsored by them. I just really liked their product and it seems to be the best option for us, and it was pretty affordable too. So on with that, we actually ended up spending $946 for this entire unit, in which I will go in depth with everything shortly. But all the stats and the pricing for everything is going to be in the description below. So if you want like certain tools that we use, those are going to be linked in the description. So go check that out. With that being said, let's get to the install. So here are the products. We have the AC unit itself, 3 different foam pieces. So we have 2 of the super long ones, 1 adjustable one, and then 2 smaller ones. So these 2 smaller ones are going to go on the back end right here. This is the gasket piece. You'll know it's the right one because it has the little plastic pieces in there to stop it from when you place it down. So once you place the AC unit down on here, these little plastic pieces on the inside are going to stop it from just smushing all this foam. So this piece will go around the actual piece that goes inside the van. So this seals it off. These 2 pieces go on the inside. I'll show you how to use these later. So here we have some of the stuff for the interior, like extra vents, zip ties, and the remote. And then we have the actual control unit right here. So it's got all of the motherboard and inside of the vents. Then when you're all done, you'll just use 4 bolts, bolt it down, and then you'll have the inside. It also comes with some nuts and bolts, washers, the 2 brackets. So these pieces will go right here. All the wiring is right here, so we will end up fishing all this through the inside. Alright, so now for the tools, we got our straight edge right here. We got our drill and our impact. We're going to use this to create our pilot holes in the roof of the van, and we're going to use this to connect to the snippers to cut the hole. And obviously here's our drill bits, so we will select one out of here to make the pilot holes. Then we have our electric caulking gun, so we're going to use this with our lap sealant to seal down the gasket when we're done sticking it to the van. So put it in there. Mention we have a razor blade to cut out the gasket because you'll actually have to cut out some of that. Alright, here we have our filer, so once we cut the hole we will file down the edges. The marker to mark it, to mark where we're cutting the hole. Painter's tape for protection, or also for when we trace it out, we're going to put this around the edge. Lysol microfiber towel to clean the area. Snippers, nippers, whatever you want to call these. It is called the Malco nippers. This is far by 10 out of 10. In my opinion, way better than using a jigsaw, but also if you can't get your hands on one of these, get yourself a jigsaw and a T118B jigsaw blade for cutting metal. Also, we have a shop vac to clean up all the metal shavings on the roof when we cut it, and then the ladder obviously to get on top of the roof. We got a tape measure, so you measure twice, cut once. Some foam brushes, clean metal white primer, and gloss white protective enamel. Pans and safety glasses, and that is literally all you need. So let's get into step 1.
Because it's bowing in.
All right, so we made a 14x9 cardboard cutout, and my dad drew an X to find the very center of this. So we're gonna put it inside of here to determine where we're gonna put it. So once we put it up there, we're gonna drill a hole through. Then we're gonna go up on the roof, and we're gonna place this on the top, then drill in our 4 pilot holes. For more information, you can also download this or print it off. It's the installation guide from Outequippro. They have different pages where it'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you need a different look or different perspective. All right, so now that we have our max air fan up there, we put our solar panel boxes up here. Well, they're the actual solar panels in them too. But we also made a cardboard cutout, 28 by 28. This is not 28 right now because my dad cut out a piece of it, but this is where our AC unit is gonna go, and this is just a general look of it. We're gonna do it around 2 inches away from the beams inside of here, which we will show you when we get in there. It's good to put everything up here, like what's all going up here, like the solar panels. Maybe if you have your Max Air fan box, put a cardboard cutout over there. Boom.
You gonna say anything? Or are you just doing it?
We are about to drill a hole in the center and then move to the top. All right, you ready? All right, now we are about to tape up a box, so that way once we cut it out, all the metal shavings are caught in here. All right. Boom. Oh, nice. Figure out our center point. So it's right there. This is where we're cutting both of these sides. So we're gonna trace the whole thing out now. So now we have, look at that, I don't even need anything.
No. Well, you can do that. You know it's full.
Measure twice, cut once. These will do. So the way you connect it is you pull, put it in there like that, and then you control it and you guide it along. Tape these along after you've already cut it out. Showing me doing it. Here we go. There we go. Our fresh little cutout. All right, now. All right, guys, after you finish that step, you're going to get a metal filer. File down all of the edges to make sure there's no sharp points or nothing like that. I have already done it, but once you complete that, we're going to take the painter's tape off. Damn it. All right, now that we got all that off, we're gonna clean the surface and then we're gonna apply our primer. Just dab a little bit and just get every single point that we just buzzed off. Also, don't forget to get beneath. Use the primer you got and get all these other surfaces, like some scratch up here. I know there's like a big ass one right here. Literally just fell down. All right, it is the next morning and last night I didn't film it, but I did the protective enamel along the outside, so that is ready to go for today. Also, we have the unit up here and we already tested that it fits. It fits absolutely perfect. So I'm going to give you guys the dimensions of what our hole is. It's not the exact one that's stated. Our exact hole is 13.5 inches. And on this side, it is, okay, it's about 9 inches. So 13.5, 9 inches. And it will fit exactly perfect. I got my feet dangling through a hole in this roof right now. Come on now. You really don't need any qualifications to do this at all. That's why van building is just so freaking awesome, dude. Like, anybody can do it. I have 0 qualifications. I've never done anything like this before. Chase your dreams, man. You can do whatever you want. We are going to place the gasket as close to the edge as possible. And once you stick it down, you will have your thing. Also, you're going to need to trim your gasket. So let's do it. We're going to make 3-inch butyl tape cuts. And we're gonna put them all in between all of these grooves. So we're gonna make 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna place them all down. Take our main gasket, and this thing is ginormous, so it's obviously way too big. Oh, hello. Anyway, we are going to take our gasket right here, and we are going to cut this to size, because obviously this is way, way, way too big. All right, here are our 2 pieces that we cut out. If you didn't know, these little hard rubber pieces actually stop it. These things are a big lifesaver. Mine already came with them in it, but if yours didn't, just go ahead and put all of those in there if you haven't already. All right, so now we're going to take our butyl tape and we're going to cut out 3-inch pieces. So each one of these is gonna go in these gaps. I think I'm gonna double up on this. 12 pieces of butyl tape, we're gonna stack them up and hopefully that fills the gap right there. All right, now that we have all of the 12 butyl tape placed, we're now going to stick on our thingy thing. On here. What I'm doing is I'm pushing up the butyl tape so it's actually sealing that completely. So first, this one we're gonna need to trim just a bit. So now, place it in there, just like that. With even more butyl tape. This is a squishy surface now. Majority of it is the metal, so. I kinda wanted to leave this corner right here because I like how it has this thing.
Right.
And I don't want to cut that out.
It's going to be covered.
All right, now we're going to use our self-leveling sealants to seal the gasket. So we're going to cut off the edge of that and then poke a hole so it's ready to go.
About a 45 degree.
All right, it's go time. It's time to seal this sucker. All right.
I read about it, said it cures in like 5 minutes. It'll get tacky, and it's not real good until.
Put some in the corners as well, and let's let it dry for a little bit now. I actually just added another layer on this entire thing, so that way we are getting absolutely zero leakage in here. Now we're about to add these leveling blocks on the back. 8 pieces of butyl tape, so I'm gonna put 2 on each piece, and then I'm gonna place those. Now it is time to stick these. So let's put this piece right there.
A little bit. It's going good.
Ooh, it's a beautiful noise. Sitting right on the foam pieces too.
Yeah, you absolutely turn it off. Not even a red cut here.
Beautiful. All right, now that we have the unit on here and it looks flush from the bottom, we are going to take this off and now fish it through the inside of here. Obviously, we don't want to make more holes than we have to, so we're going to take this off and then I will show you how we're going to do that. So this is where we fish the wiring through over here, huh? Please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall.
It doesn't fall. Let me help you.
So here's what it looks like when you undo it. The little metal things you were talking about, they're like gooed in there. We got more bolts we need to undo down there, I can already see. But this is cool.
For this to come up.
Risking my life right now.
This is showing the wiring on that side.
Yeah, so we'll probably end up doing it over there.
But this is.
So now that you have it completely open, there is an opening right here for you to fish the wiring through. So you will take that, fish it through right here, maneuver it around somewhere. There's this weird tape over it. Okay. It's adhesive tape. So let's take this off, see what's underneath. All right, so we are gonna take our screwdriver and we're gonna undo all of these little screws. So it comes with a little metal plate, so make sure you don't lose that. I'm just gonna set it right below. We just went ahead and loosened every single one around the perimeter. So now there's two little hidden ones beneath these like copper bars. You can see the inside of the van. Do you want to go from the bottom? Go to the bottom and yeah, grab the wire when it goes. I'm just gonna peel it off. Oh, I see your hand. This is such a joke, man. There we go. Got it?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Fishing it through this little butthole, as they just... I'm gonna try and reseal this the best I can. So here's what we got going right here. We fished it all the way over here. So there's a little spot right here for it. We're gonna lock that. Let's try and get that as tight as we can. So now we're gonna fish it through under here, put it in there. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing this and I'm wedging it beneath all of this stuff. So it's gonna destroy this stuff a little bit, but it's all right. So there we go. We're gonna just push all that, shove it in there to get it out of our way. Boom, just like that. That's how it's gonna sit inside, and then seal that back up and we're good to go. All right, so I just put this foam piece. You kind of gotta nudge it around and maneuver this piece right here because this thing is stationary and will not move. Back into their place, tighten them down, put the cover back on, and then put all of these pieces back together. The cover back on.
That seemed to be the...
So this is where it goes in. There's like a tiny little hole right here. Just push it in and then clamp it down and then start putting all the screws in. We just finished at the most perfect timing ever. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is probably the darkest cloud I've ever seen in my life. But we just finished the AC unit on the top. So now we're gonna go inside the van and we're gonna do the brackets and fit the control piece on.
And I gotta get the zero turn and the lawn tractor inside.
Hell yeah, you do. Damn! Let's get a view over here.
Do you want to try to cover it up with that? Quit surfing on the top of the van.
Success though. It's on. What's up, bro? All right, once you've made it inside the van, you're gonna grab one of these foam pieces. You're only gonna need one. And you're gonna line it up with right here, and then you're gonna twist it like this, and then you're gonna cut in each of these corners. You're just gonna shove this sponge up in there. You don't need to get this side, obviously, because it's already sealed. Kind of hard to tell, but I just shoved foam up in all of these crevices. Okay, so here's the rest of the products. We have the two brackets, and then we have all the bolts, nuts, and washers. So with these longer and more, I guess, shinier ones, we're not gonna be using these ones because it's just honestly a little bit too longer than we need. So they give you 5 of these, 1 extra. So you're only gonna be using 4 of everything here. So we are using these 4. So these are what's gonna be holding up the brackets. So you're gonna have this small end going up inside the van. The longer ones are gonna be sticking down. And then you have 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these actually will be going into the frame over here. These are all you're gonna need for these brackets. So let me show you how you put these up there. One of them you're gonna be putting up like this, and then one right next to it you're gonna be putting up just like this. We're going to need a 13mm socket and then your nuts. You're gonna wanna start the bolts in all 4 holes. And the last one right here. So we have the washer, which goes on first, then the lock washer, and then the nut to finish it off. All right, so now you're gonna put the bracket, first bracket up on one of the things, and I'd move it to the left a little bit.
Yep.
So it's, there you go. Washer goes on first, and the lock washer, and then finally the nuts.
We either need a super deep in already.
First bracket down. Same exact process as the other side. That's all there is to it, and now we got our brackets fully done. And now there's really only one more step to do, and that's connect these electrical plugs to your unit over there. So I am gonna show you guys how to connect that really fast. I'm not gonna actually connect them, but I'll show you where they go. So with each unit, it has its designated location. This one goes right here. It's all pretty self-explanatory, but this tiny one with 2 prongs is gonna go right here. And then if you come over to this side, you're gonna take this plastic piece off, and that one is gonna go right in there. And then this small one with 4 prongs, right in that one. So we're cutting these off so it is not blocking when we mount it up there, and so it doesn't go down where our ceiling is gonna go. All right, that is all there is to it. Also, it rained literally right as we were finishing, so we decided to put a tarp. We got some bungee cord and we put it over to cover it. Fire ass sunset. Sub, like, subscribe. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was helpful.